Hello and welcome to my channel. Well, in this tutorial I wanted to show you, for you guys the beginners, a very easy fast stitch. If you choose to use this stitch for a scarf, I will recommend if you do this with a soft and maybe thick yarn. Will build really fast and will go really fast. It's very elastic. The yarn, it's soft, this one. I use this kind of yarn. It says chiffon mousse. For those of you that are gonna ask me where did I get this yarn, or where you can get this yarn, I live in Japan. Where you see here Daiso, the name of the store. Daiso is what you have, you guys in the United States, the Dollar Tree. So I got this in a pack, and it has like 10 balls for 1,000 yen, which is, I don't know, $9–10. I have no idea. I didn't look at the conversion. So for this I paid only 1,000 yen for 10 balls, yeah, and each ball has 40 grams. For this scarf, the scarf is long as 1 meter and 56 centimeters and 15 centimeters wide. I use 240 grams of yarn, so almost 6 balls. Yeah. If you want to attach tassels, fringes here, then you're gonna have to have at least 40 more grams of yarn, maybe 50, depends how long you want the tassels. Yeah, this is a very easy stitch. The stitch is reversible, front and back is the same. So if you like to do this, I think this scarf I finished in 3 hours. I could have finished less than 3 hours, but I had some things to attend, so I put the work down and I attend whatever I needed to attend and then come back and do it in 3 hours. And it took maybe 3 hours because the yarn is thick and it builds really fast. For this scarf I chained 174 chains, so you're gonna work, depends how you want, how wide you're gonna put more, not necessarily chains, but depends how long you want. If you want longer than 1 meter and 56 centimeters, then you're gonna chain maybe 180, chains 184, depends, yeah. Okay, well, the stitch is very easy for you guys, the beginners, or even you guys that you might be late with gifts, and if you use a complicated stitch might take some time. For this yarn, they recommend that I should use 10/0, which is 6.0 millimeter crochet hook, yeah. But the scarf that I did, this scarf, I use 7.0 millimeter crochet hook because I wanted a little bit not so tight, the stitch, yeah. And with the yarn that it's soft, I choose to use a bigger crochet hook. Oops. The yarn might be a little bit, the work will be softer and not so tight. With this stitch, I think it's nice to use soft yarn. So for this project, for you guys, the beginners, you're gonna need some yarn. You choose whatever yarn you want. So like I said, this is the name of the company, Daiso. Other yarns that I use also, like other scarf that I use with the shades of gray, I bought it also from Daiso. So whatever brands we have here in Japan, you guys in the United States, you don't have it, what we have here in Japan, yeah. So for this, you're gonna use the yarn, the crochet hook, and some scissors, just to cut the yarn at the end. So this stitch works with any numbers of stitches, yeah. I chain here 10. You can chain, like I said, for my scarf, I chain 174, yeah. Because if I am to chain, let's say 30 or 35, only it's gonna look like this, horizontal, yeah. If you want, when you put your scarf on you, to be like this, to show like this, then you're gonna have to chain a long chain, yeah. Okay, now, like I said, this stitch is very, very easy. We're gonna skip the first chain. Let me put the camera a little bit closer. So we're gonna skip the first chain, and into the second chain from the hook, we're gonna go in there and we're gonna do a single crochet move to the next stitch, single crochet, and this row we're gonna do single crochet in each chain. So move to the next chain, single crochet, next chain, single crochet, and so on. I think for you guys, the beginners, or even if you're not a beginner, you're an advanced crocheter, but you may be late with the presents for Christmas, or even if you want a fast scarf to do, you can use this stitch. So the last chain, I'm gonna go in there and do a single crochet, chain one, and then you're gonna turn your work. And with this stitch, we're gonna work through the back loop. If you look at we have these here, so those are the stitches. We're gonna go through the back loop. So the first stitch is here, we're gonna go through the back loop, pull up a loop, and then do a single crochet. Move to the next stitch. The front loop is here, this one, but if you twist it a little bit, you're gonna pick up the back loop. You're gonna pull up a loop and then pull the yarn through the two loops. Move to the next stitch, only back loop. So this stitch is worked only with a back loop. It's a very well-known stitch. You move to the next stitch and do a single crochet through the back loop. Next stitch, back loop, and so on. Next stitch through the back loop, single crochet, and you're gonna do like this until you finish the row. Next stitch, back loop, single crochet. So the last stitch is here, we're gonna go through the back loop also. And sometimes this one, the last one, might be hidden, depends how you start. For example, the next row, if it's too tight, sometimes it's gonna be hidden. So you pull up a loop, do a single crochet. Now chain one, turn your work. So the first stitch is here, so we're gonna go through the back loop. Pull up a loop and then do a single crochet. So when you do this, the first one, depends how tight you worked here, you might struggle when you reach the next row to do the last stitch, single crochet. So you move to the next stitch, back loop, pull up a loop, then do a single crochet. Well, I think this stitch is called ribbed stitch, something like that. So you move to the next stitch, back loop, single crochet, next stitch through the back loop. So like I said, this stitch is worked only through the back loop. You move to the next stitch. So now you have the last stitch, the back loop is right here. And sometimes you're gonna have to either pick it up like that. If it's too tight, it's gonna help to put the crochet hook through. So you chain one, turn your work, and you're gonna do the same. So the first stitch is here. You're gonna go through the back loop, pull up a loop, and do a single crochet. Move to the next stitch through the back loop. So the front loop, this is the front, the loop that is gonna form those ridges. So you move to the next stitch, back loop. Yeah, it's a very easy stitch. Like I said, I could have finished this scarf less than 3 hours, but well, the phone rings, the kid wants something, the husband wants something. You forgot to turn off the stove with the milk on boiling. Okay, so you're gonna chain one and you turn again and you do it the same. Yeah, so the first stitch is here, you're gonna go through the back loop. Yeah, so you're gonna do a single crochet, next stitch, back loop, single crochet, and you're gonna do like this. All I want to say is that, for example, we started with a single crochet the first row here. And I didn't finish, for my scarf, I didn't finish the last row with the single crochet. Yeah, I finished like this, the last row of the scarf through the back loop. If you like to, maybe you think it looks better, if you finish with the single crochet, then do a single crochet. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna show you. So the last stitch, it's here. You're gonna go through the last loop, the back loop of the last stitch. So let's say you don't like to finish like this. I left it exactly like this. So when you put the scarf on you, it's gonna look like this. Yeah. If you want to finish with a single crochet, then you're gonna chain one, turn your work. The first stitch is here. So you're gonna, now you're not gonna pick up the back loop. You're gonna go through the stitch. So you should have two loops there. Gonna pull up a loop, do a single crochet, move to the next stitch, and you're gonna go through the stitch. Yeah, it's like you go underneath the stitch, and you're gonna do single crochet. So this, if for some of you, you might like to finish like this with a single crochet in each stitch, if you like that. I choose not to. It's up to you. So the last stitch is here. You're gonna go underneath the stitch. You have the two. You see, you should always have two when you go underneath the stitch, and then you finish. So if you like this, you can do that, or you just finish. I don't like it because you see it's not, the ridge is not there, and it's an opening here. So like I said, I finished. You're gonna have like this each side. Yeah, so the last row I finished only with through the back loop. So now that you finished, you're gonna chain one. You're gonna pull up a loop. Well, for those of you that is the first time that you do a scarf, then you're gonna take the scissors, cut the yarn, and then one side you're gonna pull. Yeah. And you're gonna give it a tie like this, and it's gonna make a knot. Yeah, and then you're gonna take the crochet hook. I'm gonna do with this. Usually when I close my scarves, I don't close with the same crochet hook. I use the 7.0 for this. I close with a smaller, or maybe smaller than this, because this is big. If I am to hide, this is gonna leave a big hole. Yeah. So I choose to work with a little bit smaller. I have the 6 here. I could very easily use 5.5 or 5.0. Yeah. So I'm gonna, so you're gonna start to hide the tail. Yeah. And I'm gonna turn this, and I'm gonna go into the next stitch, pick up the yarn, the tail, and pull through. Because when you hide this, the stitch is gonna be perfect. You're not gonna go with this over the stitch. Yeah, you're not gonna do it like this. That's why I keep turning like this. So you go to the next stitch, and you're gonna pull like this, so that the tail is gonna be underneath the stitch. And you turn again, and you move to the next stitch, and pull like this, and so on until you hide the tail. And the side is gonna be only the stitch, not with this on top. Yeah. So this is the stitch, and this is the scarf. It's a very easy scarf for you guys, the beginners. Give it a try. You might like it. But like I said, if you want longer than 1 meter and 56 centimeters, I'm gonna try to put in the description box in yards. Yeah. If you want longer, then you're gonna have to have more than 240 grams. What I use, 240 grams. So like I said, you want to put attach some tassels, then you're gonna have to have more. Maybe, I don't know, 300, 340 if you want tassels. But if you want a little bit longer, the scarf without tassels, then at least, I don't know, 300 grams. That would be on the safe side. Yeah. So this is the stitch, and it's soft, the yarn. Like I said, it's reversible. I don't know if I said that. Well, give it a try. You might enjoy this this scarf. Well, thank you for watching. Have a good day.